I will solve this equation having inverse trigonometric function, and we will use the concept of the domain of the inverse trigonometric function. Inverse trigonometric function I will not cover here, it becomes very lengthy. I have covered in one lecture, I have covered sine inverse and also discussed what is the principal value branch. So when we talk about inverse trigonometric function, we talk about principal value branch, and there is a reason why we talk about principal value branch. I have covered it separately in a separate lecture. You can, if you want, you can see it. Now tan inverse, this is the tan inverse function. This is y is equal to fx, and this is the principal value branch we have taken, minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. So the range of tan inverse is minus pi by 2 to pi by 2, and domain of tan inverse is all real numbers. In case of sine inverse, this is the principal value branch. Why this is principal value branch? As I said, I have already covered in a separate lecture, you can see. So here the domain is minus 1 to 1. This is x-axis. This is y-axis. The domain and range of all the inverse trigonometric functions should be on your tips. So this is the domain is minus 1 to 1, and the range is minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. This is the range. Here we will be using the limitations put by the domain of the trigonometric function, because whatever you have with the function, there is some function, this I am concerned with the domain. So I am concerned with what is the domain here, and it should be within my restriction of domain and range as we have defined for the principal value branch of the inverse trigonometric function. Now before we could go to domain, we should also be careful that we are right now dealing only with real numbers. This is also plotted on a number line, domain here, and domain here is also plotted on a number line. Its domain is much larger, it is all real numbers. Its domain is confined to real numbers from minus 1 to 1. So naturally, whatever is in such problems, first see the square root. So just see what is there inside the square root. So let this be a tan inverse a plus sine inverse b is equal to pi by 2, where a is equal to root x into x plus 1 and b is equal to under root x square plus x plus 1. First of all, these two have to be real. So let me see this number first. This has to be real. So for it to be real number, for it to be a real number, a has to be a real number. A has to be a real number. X into x plus 1 has to be greater than equal to 0, otherwise a will not be a real number. Means x square plus x has to be greater than equal to 0. When x square plus x is greater than equal to 0, this is naturally greater than 0, because this is x square plus x plus 1. So x square plus x plus 1 will be greater than equal to 0 if this condition is met. Now one condition we have obtained, let me put as point number 1. Now the other condition, we know that the domain of sine inverse function, the domain of the sine inverse function lies from minus 1 to 1, means b has to be greater than equal to minus 1 and less than equal to 1. Other way of writing is that mod of b has to be less than equal to 1. The modulus of b, the magnitude of b has to be less than equal to 1. Now let me put it here. So I write mod of b will be equal to mod of under root x square plus x plus 1 modulus, and this has to be less than equal to 1. I square both the sides, I get x square plus x plus 1 has to be less than equal to 1. So x square plus x has to be less than equal to 0. So, but this says x square plus x has to be greater than equal to 0. This says x square plus x has to be less than equal to 0. So, both are conflicting. If there is inequality had been only this, like this, had it been like this, then both are conflicting. But to our advantage, we have this greater than equal to and less than equal to. So, this can be satisfied only when x square plus x is equal to 0, or x into x plus 1 is equal to 0, or x is 0, or x is minus 1. So these are the possible solutions. For these possible values 0 and minus 1, you are meeting the domain requirements of the inverse trigonometric function. And let us now put 0 and minus 1. You can verify it based on the graph, and you will see that the equation is satisfied. So using the concept of domain is very useful for solving certain problems.